Hello VC, Jeff here back with you, doing a video that I haven't really done in quite a long time, and that's showing you the results of my vinyl digs. It's been several months since my last really big haul of records that I bought for myself. So I've been a good boy the last couple months. Like I said, I've said no to myself a lot. But this weekend, that all changed to the chagrin of my wallet. But it was fun. So what happened was yesterday, we went up to, my wife and I went up to visit a friend of hers who lives in McHenry, Illinois, and there happened to be 2 record shops up there. So we went, and I found grand total of 5 albums and a 12-inch single. I'm sorry, 2, 3. Yeah, between the two, I found 5 albums and a 12-inch single. So the first place we went to was a place called Vinyl Frontier Records. And this was a good, it was a small little shop. The storefront window was completely decked out in the design of the wall album cover, you know, with the bricks and the little guys painted all around them. So that was pretty cool. Went in there and I found, well, actually, that the 12-inch single was the U2 Blackout single that actually Core picked. She wanted this. So who am I to say no? So it's just a regular old black vinyl 12-inch single. I don't know this song. We'll probably play this later this afternoon after I'm done with this video. I looked in their blues section and jazz sections, mostly, because that seems to be the direction I've been going in lately as far as wanting to pick records. And I did find a John Lee Hooker, Ain't Getting Out of These Blues Alive. Problem was, it was a white label promo and the guy wanted $75 for it, even though the cover was wavy and had obviously seen some moisture at some point in its life. The record looked like it was pretty minty, but still, that's way too much for me to drop on just one record. So kept looking through the blues section and I came across Luther Allison, but he wanted $80 for it. And just couldn't do it. That would have wiped me out. So what I did find instead was this one here, Johnny Winter, the King of Slide. This was a record store release, I think from last year, not from this year. And as you can see, because it keeps wanting to pop out, it's on red vinyl. So this was a brand new sealed record, so I bought that because you know how much I love Johnny Winter. And I also found this decent version of Canned Heat, Live in the Blues. Got into Canned Heat a little bit last year with the Boogie with Canned Heat album. I think this is the one that came out after it. I'm not sure. Obviously haven't researched anything yet. Cover's a little rough. It was only $15. It's a double album, but just show you the gatefold here quickly. But all importantly, the records are in very nice shape, even though you can see the cover is split on one side of the gatefold. So let me just show you the record here real quick. Very nice condition. This is the album that has Going Up the Country. And the entire second disc is Refried Boogie. Both sides. That's all it is. Hi, Jinx. And yeah, this was, I think he wanted like $15 for this, so I sprung for it because I dig in Canned Heat a lot lately. So for good old American 60s blues, they do pretty well. So got that. And the last one that I got from Vinyl Frontier Records is New Values by Iggy Pop. Let me take it out of the bag here. This was pressed at RTI. I don't have any Iggy at all in my collection, any solo Iggy, so that changed, obviously. Here is the gatefold, and the record itself is a beautiful blue-green marble affair. It's translucent, as you can see. And it also comes with a poster, which is just a giant-sized picture of the cover. So you get to see Iggy's hairy pits up a lot bigger than this. But yeah, this was pressed at RTI. So there's no doubt the audio quality of this album. So those were the gets from the Vinyl Frontier record store. So I was pretty happy with that, even though I thought he had overpriced the two blues albums that I really wanted, but what are you gonna do? Then I went to a place called Siren Records, which wasn't too far away from Vinyl Frontier, and I found Little Walter. Hate to See You Go. And if you recall, if you watch Emma's channel at 8 Vinyl Low, you'll remember that she got a copy of this album. And I thought it was the get of her haul. And of course, I'm looking through the blues section of Siren Records, and I come across this. So of course I couldn't resist. Had to get it. This consists of, here's the back cover, by the way. I want to try and follow Mazzy's advice, you know, and hold the record cover up steady so you guys can all get a good look at it without, you know, flip-flopping around everything. Once again, the bottom seam is split, but the record itself is pretty minty on the chest label. So these recordings were made in the mid to late 50s, recorded in Chicago, as you can see right there. And Little Walter is playing his blues harmonica. So when I saw this, I instantly thought of the video where I just saw it. So I was more than happy to grab this one up. Siren's selection wasn't quite as good as Vinyl Frontiers, at least for me. They had a lot of, they sold a lot of gear there too, and a lot of other things besides records. Like there was there were like 3 pinball machines in the back. You know, there were a lot of speakers all around. They sold a lot of turntables, and it seemed like the vinyl was just kind of not an afterthought, but just not the main focus of the store. Like it was a co-focus. But all that said, the other album that I found there was Johnny Thunders, Que Sera Sera, Resurrected. This is a reissue, obviously. And here is the back cover. I've seen his first album, So Alone, on other VC videos. I know Andrew at Tales from the Crate did a Lost Vinyl Classic video on So Alone, which was his first album. Here's the gatefold. Again, I haven't done any research on any of these records. I just saw Johnny Thunder, so I pretty much grabbed it, even though I knew it wasn't his first album. So I'm not sure where this falls in his catalog, but I am sure that the record is really, really pretty. Nice purple vinyl. It's a 2-disc set. The other disc is kind of like a pearlescent white, semi-translucent vinyl. And the second disc, this white disc, has demos on it and outtakes, alternate versions on side 3 and side 4, is a live show. And side 1 and 2 are the original album. So I was pretty excited about getting this because I like Johnny Thunders too. I've streamed a lot of his music. This is his first physical copy of anything of his that I own, so pretty happy about that. So that was yesterday at 2 different record shops in McHenry, Illinois, which is about an hour and a half away from me. So it was a little bit of a drive, but it was an adventure. It was a fun day. It was beautiful outside. I got to spend the day with my beautiful wife, which is always a good thing. She's sitting behind the camera right now. You can't see her, but she's watching me as I film this. She does that sometimes. And yeah, a good time was had by all, except for my wallet. Like I said, my wallet wasn't happy, but I was happy. And today, there was the record show in Hillside, Illinois. And due to my wacky scheduling, work scheduling, and trying to get that to sync up with the dates of the show, it's like all the planets have to like line up just right in order for me to go to the damn thing. So this was pretty much the only chance I'm going to have this year, I think, to go to the Hillside show at least. So away we went. And I found some albums that I'd been looking for quite some time. They'd been on my list for a while. Like The Hurting by Tears for Fears. I've been after this album for a while. It's not like I've aggressively searching it out, but it's just one of those things that I've just never really come across. And today I happened to come across it, so I snapped it up. It's a nice minty pressing. And due to the expenditures from yesterday, I couldn't really spend a ton of money at the record show today. Like I had about $100 left that I could safely spend. So I got 5 albums, so you can do the math. They didn't all cost the same though, but like this was my cheapest album of the day. This was Duke by Genesis. This was the only Genesis album that I was missing from the Phil Collins trio era of Genesis. So found a nice minty copy of this. Of course, I think pretty much everybody knows what the Duke album looks like by Genesis. So I was pretty happy to get that. Then, one of the albums that I'd been searching for quite some time and trying to find a decently priced copy of was A Night in Tunisia by Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. I remember Baraka P-Dub showing this album on one of his jazz-based videos quite some time ago. And he did a needle drop or 2 on it, and I really liked it, so searched it out online, and I listened to it there, and I really wanted to get it on vinyl. So this is obviously a reissue. This is not an original Blue Note, but I'll show you the label here. As you can see, it's very nice condition. But this is an 80s repress. It says on the back of the cover 1989. So there you go. But the Music Matters version of this would have cost me probably 3 times as much as this copy. So I'm very glad to have this. I'm sure it's going to sound just fine. It's a very nice copy. And this is a great album, A Night in Tunisia. Then, here comes Jinx again. I got Doing the Thing at the Village Gate, Horace Silver Quintet. I saw my buddy Chris over at Tunes from the Man Cave show this recently in one of his videos. This is also an 80s reissue on Blue Note. Let me just show you quickly. Pretty much the same type of label as the Art Blakey. Very nice condition record, and thanks to Chris for showing this because I also searched this out after he showed it and listened to a little bit of it online and happened to come across it in my digs at the record show today. So very happy to get this. I got the Finger Poppin' album and I really enjoyed it, so I decided to search out more Horace Silver. So I got that. And finally, the final record that I got today, because I simply just ran out of money and I had to quit, and even though I didn't even look through the entire show, so I finally got a copy of I Often Dream of Trains by Robyn Hitchcock. Finally, this was the last album that I found of the day, and I had just enough money to get it. So this is one that I've been long searching for, and the sticker on the bag said it was a first pressing. I'm sure it is. I'll have to confirm it on Discogs later, but the record itself is very, very minty, as you can see, and I was thrilled to get this album. So as soon as I saw it, I just grabbed it, and the dealer was talking to another guy who was standing right next to me, and they both look at me and they're like, "Oh man, I love that album. That's really good. That's my favorite of his." I'm like, "I know." I said, "I think you're going to get the rest of my money today." And I just looked at the album real quick and said, "Yep, here you go." I'm done now. So Often Dream of Trains by Robyn Hitchcock was my last get of the day. And I know from a couple videos back that I did with Emma, I know she was at the record show too. I got there before her, and like I said, I was pretty much done by the time she started. So after I got this Robyn Hitchcock, I started scanning around the room, as I was walking around and just looking at the dealers that I hadn't gotten to yet, and came across her. So said hello quickly. I know she was in the middle of looking through the records, so I didn't want to interrupt for too long, but I had a couple of records that I wanted to give her because today was her birthday. So happy birthday, Emma, once again. And just wanted to say hello, give her those records, and go. So that's pretty much what happened. So hopefully you'll see a video from her in the near future. I hope she did well at the record show. And that was the only other person I recognized there. I didn't see anybody else from the VC, but I was there pretty early and I left pretty early. So who knows? I could have easily missed somebody. So, and I didn't even go into the second room. I just took a quick pass through there because just to see what was in there. It was pretty torturous though, because I knew I didn't have any money left to buy anything, even if I saw something. So that's the way it goes. But one more thing. Also got in the mail. This is going to be my final Vinyl Me Please album for a while. This was the record of the month. Not the current one. I swapped for this. This is Eddie Floyd's Knock on Wood. I didn't really have any interest in the current record of the month for July, so I swapped it out with this, and I canceled my membership. So as of now, I'm out of Vinyl Me Please, Black Box, Third Man Vault, all that stuff. Just going to take a break from all that for a while and focus on listening to what I have, what I've bought that I haven't played yet, like I've been doing, and just saving the money. That's all. But let me show you the back cover real quickly. I haven't even taken this out of the bag yet, as you can see. I just took it out of the mailer. So Eddie Floyd's Knock on Wood is the last record to show for this video. So there you go. It's been a fun weekend. It's been a very rewarding weekend, record-wise, of course. And yeah, I got a lot of cool new stuff to play. So that'll probably start this afternoon. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for now. Take care. Peace, everyone, and I'll be back soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.